And I think also um, when you're lonely, you settle because you don't want to be alone. And you settle with that person and you do everything to please that person so that person won't leave you, but you're still not happy. You're still not happy because you don't want to be by yourself.
Mhm.
So that's another big factor, especially for the age group that I'm in. I'll say 60 plus because I know of some of my sister friends who have recently got married, but they're settling because they don't want to be
Mhm.
alone. They don't want to be alone.
Mm.
So that's a big thing too.
Mhm.
And settling, how we define it, is it a bad thing? Like, is settling a bad thing? Because the guy could be settling too, you know? So it's like we're only thinking of us as settling, you know? Can
I,
we think of that the guy might be settling too?
it could be true. That's true. That's a good point, Carol. Um, but then
Can we define that word so that I understand what that means? Is it like you're not getting 100% of what you want? Is that considered settling?
Yeah, I would.
Joyce said, yeah.
At this
But what
point,
about the 80/20
70%.
rule? What happened to 80/20?
What happened to 70/30?
how about 50, 50? Well, let's say
50/50.
60, 20. I think, it's the mindset. The biggest thing is the mindset too. Mindset has a lot to do with that. Um, I have lately asked God when I do meet someone to give me discernment because sometimes I have to, and I see myself and I'm working on this, over talk when we're in a conversation because I'm so excited, hey, I met this guy. So I listen and let him talk. And I found out so much in just one conversation. One conversation, just listen, because I guarantee you, they're not going to always remember what they said the first time if they are not sincere or what they want. They're trying to slide in. But if you keep listening, you'll hear it. And instead of getting mad with them, I just say, you know what? I think we'll be better off as friends. Let's just be friends for now. Not, cutting them, but just say, hey, we're going to be friends. I'm not ready for a real deep relationship at this point. So,
I always say, and it's always based on spirituality because in
yeah.
a relationship in my home, I don't want to fight somebody about beliefs.
Yeah.
So I would say we're not compatible.
Yeah.
That goes over pretty well. I don't think we're
Mhm.
compatible.
Well, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I have a sister friend now and that spirituality, the religion is a big factor. And, I talk to her because we're this close and I'm like, what don't if you are both not spiritually compatible, and I'm talking about different religions because there are different beliefs, don't settle. Don't settle because you're not going to be happy. And he's already told her that he's this is what he wants. This is his religion and this is what he wants. So you have to be compatible spiritually. You really do, if that's what the part that you want in a relationship. God is so much from A to Z. Sometimes when you go through all that, you kind of tired. Like, I'm just tired.
Oh,
I'm tired.
I definitely agree with the spiritual side of things. That's such a big part of my life. But I don't know if I can honestly say, like, and my husband's right here in front of me. So, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if he checked all of my boxes,
Mhm.
but he checked the important boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more he was around, I realized I don't want him to go anywhere. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, if you're going to keep stopping by and we're hanging out, then one day I was like, you know what? I don't think I want him to keep leaving me. I want him to stay. So it's like a bond. Um, but to say, I don't know, it seems, forgive me, but it seems unrealistic to think you're going to get 100%, like 100.
Definitely.
Or
I
maybe
don't think
even,
anyone have 100.
yeah, that's
I
true.
think we better look at 60%.
I think maybe 65. Let's give them the 5% to add it in there. But you know that the world has changed now, hey, things
Mhm.
are a lot different than it was, so you got to look at that too, because
That's
just
true.
like we're talking about it, we always talk about it as women. Men may talk about it, but they may talk about it in a different way.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's good to hear from a man's perspective because you probably didn't even think about it when you're, thinking about relationships. So.
That's true. Another piece of that is I think something you said, Shannon, about like the important things. It's like we think that all of these things are all equally important, and then you meet someone and it's like, wow, they brought to the table some things I didn't even think about. And they brought a dimension that, is like, wow, that's really rich. And then it reorganized the realities on the ground of someone in your life, reorganizes the priority of that list. And it's not that you're not getting 100% of everything you asked for. The reframe could be that you're getting so much more than you thought about that it makes the list almost kind of limited. You know what I mean? Like it's a good starting point for meeting someone. But then after you meet someone, it's like, okay, the very important things are the things that I really want to focus in on the top, like, these are my non-negotiables. I have to have this. That's a very important piece. The rest of the list might not necessarily be non-negotiables. They might be, wishes and wants. And then you look at it from a perspective of this person is now in my life, and I'm looking at this list and I'm going, well, yeah, they may not bring some of those things, but they bring all this other stuff that I didn't even think about. That's really amazing. That's a part of, like, yes, that could easily offset these other things that were not non-negotiables, but they're not there, but they what they do bring is so amazing that it really does round out and make it worth the while. So you have to be also flexible with that, I think.